Hello, everybody. We have resumed the race here in Garmin Round Denmark race 2023. I will do a little recap of what has happened so far. But before that, I think we should just see some live from the start. This is south of Helsingør, where the start was done from, virtual run, this morning at 10. We had approximately 20 boats starting out. I'm just going to run this again. This footage is from the XP44 Xbox. And as you can see, it looks a bit tighter than I have thought. I have down Öresund, but this looks pretty close and close to going upwind. Just found my little bookworm start video. Okay, let's have it. You see here, this is maybe 20 minutes or half an hour after the start. This is, let's see if we can make this a full screen. And then I'm gonna go on this screen, then you can see how it all went down. This is from TrackTrack. In TrackTrack, if you didn't know, you can make a replay by using this slider in the bottom. Then you can. I'm sorry about the noise. That's one of the reasons we were a bit delayed. There's some carpenters or whatever drilling holes in the walls here in the sailing center in Aarhus. Anyways, let's see how the start went. You can also choose the replay speed. Now I put it to 200, and then I'm gonna zoom in, and then we're gonna roll this start. You can see the time here. This is 1 minute, and here the start goes. And as you can see, the best start was to the Judge J20 122 Jetstream, who got best start of the plot. Now we have haven't actually seen this yet, so we can follow it until it stops here at 12:15. Drago is a trimaran, so what I expected before must be true. It must be quite open. This is a reach, and just to see, they're doing like 8 knots over the ground. The next boats are, as expected, the 2 XP44s. We have a Maverick, which is a you can pull out this one. This is a class on how to use a TrackTrack as well. What did I say? Maverick. Oh well, then it doesn't, of course, say. But normally we should have a boat here. I think it. If I'm not totally wrong, I think Maverick also is a X of some kind. And then we have the Flux John and his crew. So it's the usual suspects in the big boats up front. This is the boat Tonic and X37 that was actually leading the ORC fleet. This year we are. It's the first time we have the ORC club as a part of the race. It's not. I think it's out of the 25 boats, we have 11 boats who wanted to try this out, and they are doing the race on this using this handicap system. This is new to us, and we have high hopes for that, to see if that will be an interesting race. All right. I promised you a little recap, and we are gonna do this now. These guys all started out of Aarhus. This is from Saturday at 12 o'clock. This is actually from the start. We had a drone out, And as you can see, it was even though the start was supposed to be, give each other room. We are sailing by the Colrex rules. You can't love each other. Somehow these guys forgot that in the start, and we had at least one boat jumping the gun who got a 30 minutes penalty. The rest of the boats, as you can see, the two boats here, they were luffed over the boat. I had to turn around and restart. So it was quite hectic, even though they had nearly 600 miles, what they thought at that time. We can play another video from the start, which is quite nice as well. Going up through the field, the fleet, of course. We have Aarhus here in the back. We in the background. The sailing center where I am is in here, and where the sailors use the sailing center as the base when they are in Aarhus. They can use all the facilities, and this is also where the skipper meeting was held, and where the boats come in after the race to get the times and to redeliver the trackers back to us and stuff like that. Among the boats that started in Aarhus, we had the Seascape 27 with I'm just gonna put myself back in with the Patricia and Cirkeline, and we did a pre-race interview asking them a few questions, and we're gonna
Okay, I'm Marlene, and I come from the North Sea, from Wilhelmshaven, and it's my first race with so long distance, and I have a First 27. It's a very good and fast boat, but the conditions, I hope that's not so heavy like it seems now at this time.
Cool. And your crew? Let's hear a little bit about her.
Yeah, hi there, I'm Cirkeline. I am also sailing this race for the first time, and very excited to try it, very excited to sail this boat. I've been out a couple of hours in it, but I guess we'll have plenty of time out there to learn it all.
What's your experiences before, both of you, sailing-wise? What's your regatta-wise, touring and cruising?
I have the classic dinghy history as I was young, and then I didn't really know what I wanted to do. In the last couple of years, I've been sailing the silver rudder, and whatever there was to sail.
Okay, well, in what kind of boat?
In an X79. Okay. Yeah, and that's been lots of fun. Yeah.
Okay. I know Cirkeline from the silver rudder, and she was the second woman. And so I think if the first and the second woman from the silver rudder make a team together, it must be good.
What do you think of this type of racing, this kind of adventure sail racing, as we call it? Why does it appeal to you? Why are you here?
Another person, another participant from the other race said, if you are so long time on the sea, you lost the feeling for the time. And that's what I want to feel. You lost the time, the feeling for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay. Maybe it works, so I don't know.
Okay, nice. And what about you, Cirkeline?
I think I really like to spend time on the water, and I think it's a good challenge with the short-handed, and it's fun. We get to steer a lot, and it's like both a physical challenge and a challenge mentally also to be on the water for this time. We'll see how long it will be, and I think most of all that it's a challenge and it's something new to do.
Cool. Finally, you touched upon it early on that the weather forecast is a bit harsh, so to speak. What do you think of it?
I think we must make a break, and we must stop the race on Monday, Tuesday, and we have a plan. First, we want to go Skagen and then go back to Grenaa, no? And wait then for start then the race from there again. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the plan.
All right. Interesting. It's going to be exciting what happens on the skipper's briefing. So.
Yes, we're waiting for the skipper's meeting.
Yeah. Okay, I wish you good luck. Anything you want to add? How will we get more women into sailing, and why aren't there more women?
Wow. That's a big question. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think, I think it's a good question. I think most boat owners are men, and it's hard to go and ask, hey, can I borrow a boat to sail around Denmark race? I think that's one of the reasons, but I would definitely say, let's do it. I can say that now. Let's talk after the race as well.
Right. That's a deal. Yeah. Let's do that for sure. Okay, once again, good luck and fair winds, and
Thank you very much.
Fingers crossed for nice weather. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, back here in Aarhus, this was taped before the storm kicked in. We were a bit uncertain at that time of if the forecast would gonna stick, which we all now know that it did. The boats from the start in Aarhus, which I just showed a little video from before, was got the leg instead of going to Skagen and then to Helsingør and to Bornholm. The race was suspended at in Helsingør, so they didn't go to Skagen. They went around Anholt and then heading south towards Øresund, and then the race was as I said, stopped in Helsingør for us to wait the storm out. The first boats were in Helsingør about noon Sunday already, and the last ones got in at half past 5 or something like that, and the storm started to kick in around 9 o'clock in the evening. So, and then it stayed on for like until this morning. It started to ease a bit already this night, but we had a skipper meeting. We were in Helsingør yesterday and the day before, and we had a skipper meeting, skipper briefing in the morning at around 12 o'clock. Well, not in the morning, at noon. And then we told the sailors that the next start would be today at 10 o'clock in just south of Helsingør. So that is the status now. Let's just take this screen back here. We talked to the hang on one second, no, this is fine. We talked to, it was not Patricia, but it was Marlene. Sorry about that, Marlene. They're sailing in the Seascape 27 correctly in the double-handle fleet in the boat Heartbeat, and they got a pretty good start. But then I just noticed before that it looks like they had some kind of trouble. Let's try to follow them here and see. This is outside Torbæk, which is close to Copenhagen. And here they stop, and I wonder what is happening here. The speed says 0. They're not moving, but the tracker is still working, so they must have some kind of problem. I really do hope that they will resume racing soon, and that and they get back into the race, because I mean that would be too sad to make it all the way to Denmark and to wait it out in Helsingør, and then in the middle of Øresund run into whatever kind of problem that is. But fingers crossed that Cirkeline and Marlene will resume sailing in a short while. Okay, this was the inshore start. All these boats, as I said before, they're going to, I'm just gonna remove this one and change to this one, to the offshore. All these boats are rounding Gedser, but we still have some other boats sailing a slightly different course. I'm just gonna bring that up on the screen in a second. Let's see this one. I'm gonna remove this one, and then we are gonna pull up a new screen, which should be, hang on one second, we take this one, share screen, and then we're gonna see what is happening on the offshore course, which should be this one. It is. Okay, these guys started together, one single-hander and one fully crewed. It's Torben Herslund and his crew. I don't know if you have followed the race from the start. These Torben and crew stopped in Tyberon on their way to up the north. They started in Esbjerg and made a stop in Tyberon as the conditions were getting too fruity, as I guess is the new word for heavy. However, they resumed sailing and they made it back to Helsingør together with the rest and made the stopover in Helsingør, waiting for the storm to disappear. And now they are on the offshore course. They're sailing together with having a race with Stig Wittrup, who is a single-handed sailor in his Moody. And as you can see, Stig is doing like 8 knots heading south, and Torben is also doing like 8 knots. So hopefully they will have a race together because they're going all the way to Bornholm before they head back, the most eastern point in Denmark, before they head back for Gedser, the most southern point. Which brings us to the polished Manx, our Polish friend Kuba. They were a bit ahead of the rest of the fleet, like Hansen sailing team. They were actually together with the Hansen when the storm kicked in south of Gedser, but instead of there are only 2 on board, so they choose to make a emergency pit stop here and in Spotsbjerg on Langeland, and they resumed sailing this morning at 6 o'clock. Give and take a few minutes. They're now doing some 5 knots. I think there's been quite a lot of current running in Storebælt, and they are heading towards Aarhus, and they will be here this afternoon or maybe early evening. So yeah, that's about the status of now. Wednesday 9 at noon. We hope, of course, we don't hope. We hope to see Polish Manx back here in Aarhus this afternoon and in the early evening, and then we're gonna keep you updated on what is happening to the rest of the fleet, the offshore sailors and the inshore sailors. Just to give a little on the inshore sailors. Some of them might try to make it all the way back to Aarhus in one go, but we can also always get back to the rules about and how they work. That's a whole different matter. Anyways, thanks for now. This has been a pleasure to talk to you again, and I hope you will still continue following the race. The estimated time of arrivals for the inshore sailors will be within 2 days. For the offshore sailors, they might be in kind of struggling with the deadline on Sunday, but they are taking their chances and will do their best to be back in Aarhus before the racing is closed at 5 o'clock Sunday afternoon. All right, that's it for now. Take care. See you later. If not another time, then tomorrow at 12. Bye for now.